Hi there, this is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, and welcome to another boutique label battle. Today's boutique label battle, where I justify double dipping under the guise of a public service announcement. We're going to do something a little bit different. It's the works of Shinya Tsukamoto, but this is the Solid Metal Nightmares Arrow box set versus the Third Window single releases. So it's not a single Blu-ray edition against a single Blu-ray edition. This is a box set against single Blu-ray editions. Now obviously if you've only got so much shelf space, then perhaps the Arrow box set might be better for you. So I'm just going to go through both editions. Tsukamoto is my second favourite modern Japanese director behind Kitano. It's actually a lot closer than I thought it would be watching Tsukamoto's films over the last couple of years. So this is the standard edition of the Tsukamoto Solid Metal Nightmares box set from Arrow, which is Region A only. The special edition had a big thick book in the set as well. But this has Tetsuo the Iron Man, Tetsuo 2, Body Hammer, The Adventure of Genko Kozu, Tokyo Fist, Bullet Ballet, A Snake of June, Haze, Kotoku, Killing and Vital. Now Vital, the film with Asano Tadanobu, one of my favourite Japanese actors, isn't available on Blu-ray in the United Kingdom at the moment. I just had it in a tartan DVD. So really the reason for getting this for me was being able to get Vital on a Blu-ray, as Vital is my favourite Tsukamoto. So Third Window's individual releases. This is the release which has Killing, Adventure of Genko Kozu and Haze, the two short films. Tokyo Fist. Tetsuo and Tetsuo 2. A Snake of June. Kotoku. Bullet Ballet. So obviously the Solid Metal Nightmares has Vital, which Third Window don't have. Maybe hopefully they will at some point. But also Third Window have Gemini. It's fantastic. One of his best films. And Fires on the Plain. So we're not going to talk about them, but Third Window have these on Region B, which I would highly recommend picking them up. So the Third Window releases, no booklet or anything, just the disc. So Bullet Ballet has a new restoration by Tsukamoto, and it's got an interview, a Bullet Ballet music clip, and a couple of trailers. Tsukamoto is just one of those guys who comes across as being a thoroughly nice person. As usual with directors of quote-unquote extreme cinema, they're usually quiet, unassuming people who just make strange and disturbing films. I would recommend all of these films because they're all wonderful. So this is Kotoku, one of the best examinations of mental health. This one's got another interview with Tsukamoto, where it's always interesting. Again, he's working with kind of low budget, so one of the reasons he appears in quite a lot of his films is just because it saves paying an actor, basically. This has got a couple of trailers as well. Again, these are all Region B. So we have A Snake of June, one of his most transgressive and confrontational. This has got a new restoration by Tsukamoto, an interview with Tsukamoto, a commentary by Tom Mes, who does a lot of Asian film commentaries, and a trailer, and there's also a making of, so there's a bit more on A Snake of June. Then we have the two Tetsuo films on one disc. And we don't actually have special features on this one, I don't believe. So it's just the two films. And then we have Tokyo Fist, which is a new restoration by Tsukamoto, an interview with Tsukamoto, a clip from the original live concert, and a couple of trailers. I mean, obviously the films are the most important thing. And this is Killing, with a couple of the short films. And this one has an interview with Tsukamoto for Killing, which again is wonderful. Low budget, but absolutely fantastic. And this one has commentaries by Tom Mes on all three of the films. So, like I say, this is the standard edition of the Arrow set. It's missing the quite thick and bound book. So in these ones, it's two films per disc. They don't get an individual disc. They do have original artwork, which is rather nice. This is the artwork for Vital. And this is paired with A Snake of June. Again, both films on one disc isn't ideal. I don't know whether the limited edition version maybe has the films on separate discs. I'm not quite sure. So this one has a commentary by Tom Mes. Sorry, this one also includes Haze, the short film. So that's good. This one has commentaries on all three. So that's Vital, A Snake of June, and Haze by Tom Mes. It's got 3 archival interviews with Tsukamoto covering all 3 films. It's got an archive behind the scenes featurette of shooting A Snake in June. It's got an archival fly in the wall look at the making of Vital. And it's got archival featurette on the Vital world premiere at Venice. It's got an archival featurette on the special effects in Vital. And it's got a fly in the wall look at the making of Haze. And it's also got an archival featurette on Haze's lead actress, Kaoru Fuji. And it's got the trailers. So that one is fairly loaded. Then we have Killing, which again is original artwork, which is rather nice. And then the original artwork for Kotoko. Again, both films on one disc. And this one has commentaries on both films by Tom Mes. It has a career-spanning interview with Tsukamoto entitled Japanese Cinema's Provocateur Extraordinaire. And it has an archival interview with Tsukamoto on Kotoko and trailers. Then we have Bullet Ballet, again with original artwork. And this one is paired with Tokyo Fist. Again, both films on one disc. This one has commentary by Tom Mess on both films. So pretty much on the Arrow, you've got commentaries by Tom Mess on everything, just about. There's multiple archive interviews with Tsukamoto covering both films. The Tokyo Fest music performance, Bullet Ballet music video, and the 2 trailers. And then we have Tetsuo, the Iron Man, and Tetsuo 2 Body Hammer, and an art card for another Arrow release. So for the 2 Tetsuo films, we have commentaries by Tom Mess on all 3 films. Sorry, this one contains the short adventure of Densho Gozu. So pretty much on the Arrow set, we've got commentaries for Tom Mess on everything, whereas the Third Window, he's on commentaries for some of them, but not all of them. An Assault on the Senses, a visual essay on the films and style of Tsukamoto by Japanese cinema expert Jasper Sharp. 2 archive interviews with Tsukamoto covering all 3 films. And trailers. So that's the 2 Tetsuo films. So again, for me, the reason I got this is to have Vital on Blu-ray, because I love Vital. It's one of my favourite films of all time. About a medical student who gets to work on a cadaver in his classes, and it happens to be the cadaver of his ex-girlfriend. It's happy-go-lucky stuff, but it's absolutely wonderful. So that's really the reason for me getting this set, which obviously doubles up some of the Third Window. Obviously there's a bit more special features on the Arrow edition. We have commentaries by Tom Mess on all the films, whereas like I say, on these Third Window titles, he has some commentaries on them, and other ones. I mean, to be honest, as far as a battle would go, I would probably maybe give it to the Arrow box set, but again, you can let me know in the comments if anybody has the limited edition of the Solid Metal Nightmares, whether the films were on separate discs as opposed to 2 films per disc. I mean, Tsukamoto's films aren't long, they're generally under an hour and a half or so. But again, I would support Third Window because they're a great company, so I would buy these anyway, because it's worth supporting Third Window, because I think they are one of those companies that's run by 1 or 2 people, the same way Indicator is. But obviously for Vital, I would highly recommend the Arrow set as well. You get extra commentaries. Hopefully at some point in the UK, Vital will get a Blu-ray release. But at the moment, as far as I'm aware, this Region A is the only way to get Vital, because I don't think these are sold separately. But again, I could be wrong on that as well. You can let me know in the comments. So that's the wonderful, strange world of Tsukamoto. You can let me know which editions of Tsukamoto you have and which ones you prefer. And hopefully you'll join me again for more boutique label battles, as I somehow justify double dipping Blu-ray releases under the guise of public service and letting you know what's on each edition. So thanks so much for watching. This is Solid Ronin from Solid Ronin Films, saying cheerio.